On this episode of the Giant Showcase, we'll speak with Bobby Owensby from Marion High School's Black History Club about the upcoming show scheduled for this February. Plus, we'll meet the cast and find out a little bit more about their story right now on the Giant Showcase.
Welcome to the Giant Showcase. So glad that you are joining us, and we have a giant show for you today. You know, the Giant Showcase spotlights excellence within the arts, athletics, and academics within Marion Community Schools, and today we're going to be focusing on specifically the arts, and I have a very special group of guests with me today, and the very first one next to me has been a long time and very much beloved fixture at Marion Community Schools and an outstanding educator, and her name is Bobby Owensby, and she is actually director and coordinator for the Black History play that we brought to you last year, and we've got another one this year. And Bobby, I'm excited because this year it's a pretty special play.
Yes,
Not that
is.
they aren't all, but this one, who's it featuring?
It's featuring Muhammad Ali, which we're doing the early part, the Cassius Clay part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's exciting. We just found so much joy in doing this play, and my kids are excited about it. So it's great.
I'm excited about it. What's the title of the play?
It's called In This Corner, Cassius Clay. And so it's just going to focus on his early life. It will start when he was a small child in Louisville, Kentucky, and in the family and some of the relationship that he had with his parents and his brother Rudy. And so it's really brought a new focus to me because I knew the life, but when he was Cassius Clay, but I knew him more so as an adult and not as a child. And so now we are going to portray on stage the childhood life and what it was like for Cassius Clay growing up in Louisville. So the kids are learning, they knew Muhammad Ali and they've watched the movie Muhammad Ali, but to actually know some of the early life of Cassius Clay. And some of my students did not know that he had changed the name from Cassius Clay to Muhammad Ali.
I think it's so neat that you are going to be, a great man and so well recognized by so many people throughout the world. And it's very fascinating to go back and take a look at the early stages in life that led to the development of this incredible figure that we look up to.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think it's a learning experience for the kids.
Yes.
You don't get a chance to read about characters and then portray them on stage. And I think this year with the play in the early life, we have an opportunity for two brothers both playing the same character. And so that's exciting to us. We have the smaller brother who's a ninth grader, Jalen, and he's going to play the Cassius Clay as a child, or a young child.
Young.
And then his older brother, who's a senior this year, Jordan, will come in and take over, and he's going to play the older part of the Cassius Clay. So we're excited to see how this is going to work out.
Yes. Well, I want to ask you a little bit about what started you doing the play.
It really was my students. I had probably not even thought about doing plays, and my students asked me about, why can't we do a play? And I said, I don't know, who's going to do it for you? Who's going to? So they asked me to do that, to pursue that, and of course it was a learning experience for me. There were people at Marion High School that I knew put on plays, but I was not one of those. I was hired to teach.
But you are now. How many plays have you put on?
We started in 1980, and
so just a couple.
We have not missed a year since 1980. So after that initial start, we just felt it was a service we were doing for the community.
Definitely.
And we just continued to do it. I mean, every year, we don't have to really think about it. We just know, let's find the play we're going to do for the next year.
I'm so glad you brought that up because I am very curious. Every year you do an outstanding production.
Thank you.
And I'm so curious, what goes into that decision process to choose the play that you do each year?
I think the major decision is how many of my students can I involve? If I have 50 kids in the club, if all 50 of them would like to do something, I want all 50 of them to have that opportunity
Right.
to get on stage and get to feel the stage. And I have some say, I don't want to be on stage. Only thing I want to do is work behind the curtain. I am okay with that. Let them serve the people who are in the play. And so we look for plays that have a large cast. And if we can't find one that has a large cast, then what we will do is we will add a choir at the beginning to sing, or we'll do something during intermission that we can put a lot of students in. I would like for every student at Marion High School that have not had the opportunity to feel the stage, to be on stage and get that opportunity to see what it's like to look out in the audience and just serve the people who are there. And that's what we want to do. We want to serve the people. And I just had a young lady to come and get tickets, and she works at one of the nursing homes here in Marion. She has a client who is in rehab there, and she said, this lady would like a ticket. She says she's never missed a play. And so I'm so excited that we have people out there who never miss our show.
And I think that speaks to the quality of production that you put forth every year,
well,
too.
Thank you. And so we want them to continue to come because it's helping our students.
Now, tell me, you involve so many students, and I understand that you have some basketball players. You even have members of the community that come in and participate in the show. Tell me a little bit about who you're going to have this year and maybe some past fond memories.
We are reaching out to the middle school and elementary schools this year. So with doing the early life of Cassius Clay or Muhammad Ali, it calls for younger students. And so we have 2 or 3 middle school kids. I have an elementary. My grandson is a 2nd grader. And so he doesn't say anything, but he is going to be in the play. He called his brothers and said, I have a part in the play this year. So it's just a bystander, but he's still. So we have elementary kids who have taken, I have people that works at the different schools will call me and say, I have a young person that can sing. Do you have any extras open in the play? And so when they do that, we want to try to involve those kids as early as we can. We don't have, other than there's going to be a Harlem nightclub scene in this play. And so we have a couple adults, of course, that's going to come in and be part of the nightclub just as extras. So we're excited because we can always involve a number of not only my students, but we also can involve the community. Last year was one of the times that we had the fashion show.
Yes.
And so we had so many people involved, and they had so much fun with that. The energy was there, and it was just so exciting. And so I'm sure the Harlem nightclub is going to be the same way this year to get involved.
Well, you've been doing this production then since 1980. And so I'm curious, do you have any favorite memories that kind of stand out that you'd like to share with us?
You know, I think I think the kids who have played roles in all the plays were good. But I think the best one that stands out in my mind, well, maybe the best 2, but one was When God Calls a Woman. And it was written by a lady from Indianapolis, Linda Clemens. And Linda came down to Marion and was in the audience with us and got a chance to come on stage, and she met with the kids after. She talked to parents. And When God Calls a Woman was such a powerful play. We had such a good time. It was great acting. And one of the young men that was in that play, and I can't remember how far back, but he was a 6th grader, and Keldon Price. And Keldon, I was standing in the office yesterday morning. Keldon walked in. He was subbing at our school. And Keldon has been on a cruise ship probably for the last 12, 13, 14 years.
Oh, what an exciting life.
Yes.
Right?
And so he's home right now because of weather, and I'm hoping Keldon could stay until the end of the play. And if he does, we're going to bring Keldon back onto the show. and he's going to do something in the play. But
Yes, I'm
Keldon
sure he won't
has
turn that opportunity down.
He has a fantastic voice.
Well, I'm curious then, you know, thinking of all of the different students and all the different experiences, you know, first off, there's this entire effort, the ticket sales. They go to assist with something that's very important that you have been doing with the students for many years. And share with us a little bit about what that is.
Yes, this is our largest fundraiser for our club. You know, we sell other things throughout the year, but the play will be our focus on getting the community, and this money will be used to take our students on a college tour. And we have done that since the very first play. We are going to Atlanta this year.
I wondered where you were going.
And it was, I got outvoted, of course, because that was not going to be my choice.
Oh.
But I think this is a good time to go. My seniors told me, Miss Owensby, you've never taken us to Atlanta. And I said, we go to Atlanta quite often. But they said we did not. I was going to do the Arkansas, Louisiana tour. And so I got outvoted, and so we're going to go to Atlanta. So the funds that we get from Cassius Clay will go to pay for our trip to Atlanta.
So this is such a vital
yes.
part of the club's fundraising effort. So the
Yes.
ticket sales are something that will enable you to do a lot of good in the lives of these students. So the support from the community is vital, would you say?
Yes, it is. It's very vital. And I think just the exposure that our kids are going to receive from this, they have an opportunity to visit colleges, to talk to presidents of schools, to get an opportunity to talk to students about what it's like to be on a college campus, what they need to do. It's going to open up so many opportunities for our kids, and the community is playing a role in that when they come out and watch the plays, support our kids, and you know, any donations that are made. We got a great donation over the Christmas holidays from one of the community leaders. And just by asking, what do you guys do? And I think he watched my students when they performed at the Hostess House last year. And they're going to have an opportunity to do that again on March 8th this year at the Hostess House. And it's so exciting for them because they get an opportunity to look at people that they don't, you don't really see people when you're on stage, but when you're at the Hostess House, you close up.
You are.
And it's
The
almost like a
interactive.
little family.
Yes.
And they get a chance to stand right in front of them and put on the show. And then the people come up to them afterwards and talk to them and give them some feedback and how much they love what they did.
I
and they
love
get
that.
so
I would
excited
love to
on
hear
that.
some of those stories. You know, we have about a minute left, and I want to make sure that we let folks know that might be interested, you know, out in the community. I'm sure you are just as excited about this as we are, and it's so fascinating to get to hear all the memories and the stories and experiences from her, but we're running out of time, so I want to jump into, we're going to get to hear from some of the cast here in just a minute, so you want to stay with us. If somebody in the community wants to be a part of the fundraising effort or wants to just assist in some way, how would they go about doing that?
Well, the major thing is to contact me. And Marion High School's number is 664-9051. My extension is 2234. See me in the community, catch me, talk to me, and that's what a lot of people, I got a phone call over the break and had a young lady, she was in the show last year, community person. She said, you know, how can I get involved? How can I help? What you need me to do? And so if anybody is looking before February 24th, which is our play, I need boxing gloves.
Oh,
So-
boxing gloves. I bet. Okay, so you've heard the shout out. We need boxing gloves. So
We're
you know
looking
how
for
to get a
boxing
hold of her.
gloves.
Well, you know what, Bobby, I thank you so much for coming on this show, and I'm excited about bringing on some of the cast members here in just a moment. And I want to let you know that when we come back, you're going to get to meet some of the people that make this possible. So don't miss that. We'll be right back with some more Giant Showcase in just a moment.
If just one step could change the future of diabetes, why wouldn't you step out? Join us at Step Out, Walk to Stop Diabetes, Bring your friends, family, and coworkers to walk with thousands of people across the country and help us make a difference. Together, we can stop diabetes. Register today at diabetes.org/stepout or call 1-888-DIABETES. Let's change the future, one step at a time.
Welcome back to the Giant Showcase, and as promised, I have part of the cast and crew of the new Black History play that's coming out very soon, February what's the date? 24th. And it is called In This Corner, Cassius Clay, and it is the early life of Muhammad Ali. And I am so excited for you to get a chance to meet these outstanding students. And we're going to go around the table here, and I'm going to just start. Brett, I'm going to ask you, just if you would, just introduce yourself, share what grade you're in, and what your role is in the production. And then we'll just go around the table, okay?
All right. My name is Brett Cope. I am a senior at Marion High School. I will be playing Joe Martin. That is Cassius Clay, the trainer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Talia Wells. I'm a senior at Marion High School, and I'll be playing the mother of Cassius and Rudy Clay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Manuel Davis, and I'll be playing Corky Baker, which he was the bully when they were younger.
I'm Jordan Hill, and I will be playing the older role of Cassius Clay.
My name's Jaden Hill, and I'm playing the younger version of Cassius Clay.
And my name's James Bell, and I'm a junior at Marion High School, and I'll be playing Eddie Green, Cassius Clay's best friend.
Very good. Well, you've got some really incredible roles that you're fulfilling here. So what is it like to get to train and study and prepare for this?
It's an experience because, I've never really acted out before, but Miss Owensby just gave me the encouragement I needed and all that, and I feel like a natural out there.
That's wonderful. Share with me a little bit about what it's like to work with Mrs. Owensby.
Well, she expects a lot out of us because she's like a perfectionist and she wants the greatest and she sees our potential, and I think that's what we need because if we slack off or something, she'll get on us.
Mm-hmm. I love she's a incredible, outstanding leader within Marion Community Schools, and I personally know that you are very blessed to have her working with her and have her teaching you and giving you this experience. So I know that your roles are pretty challenging in some cases, and it involves a lot of physical training and a lot of I would love for each one of you, we'll just take a moment to go through and not only share with me what it's like to work with Bobby, but also talk about your role a little bit. And Jordan, why don't we talk with you first?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
My role is the older Cassius Clay, and I think it's eye-opening just reading the script and to know what he's going through as a young black man in Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like I'm actually him, and I just love it because I can relate to a lot of what he goes through.
You can't. How is it that you relate to what he goes through?
Well, I'm kind of like him in a sense because I'm also a young black man growing up, and we really don't know a lot, and we're just trying to figure it out as we go.
I think we all can relate to that very much. Yeah. Who would like to go next?
I will.
Okay.
I think that it's a kind of a challenge because you have to learn what Cassius Clay went through, people because his race, and learning how to box and training with somebody and learning how to do that is also a good thing because in what he did, how he fights and stuff, he has a fight style than no other person, so you have to get that down and make it look good. So yeah, it's a little bit challenging.
Maybe is there a possibility you might show us some of his moves later on?
Yeah, sure.
That would be awesome. Who is the trainer? Brett, you're the trainer, right? Tell us what that's like.
Well, being the trainer, it's something new because I don't really know much about boxing, but it helps me get more into it. But I also learn what he went through. So then I show it to him, and it's kind of like experience what he went through. Mm-hmm. So it helps relate, see how he went through his everyday life.
Yeah.
And I didn't know he started so young at it, and who taught him, that's a great part of it.
It is. It's a really powerful experience, I think, to be able to step into the shoes of some of these great people for just a moment, and you really do find yourself being transformed, I think, when you learn a little bit more about those around us and those that have gone before us. Dear, as his mother, tell me what that's like. That's got to be a really exciting role.
Yeah, I'm inspired by my own mother, so I can feel her emotions and connected to this play. In a mother's perspective, it has been exciting for most parts, as showing how Cassius and his brothers and the rest of the cast could take this with him, take that mother advice with them for the rest of their career or whatever they're going to invest their time in, which is very important, and I'm very excited to be that mother.
It's exciting, I'm sure. Who would like to share their role next?
Yeah,
all right.
The last thing left. No, well, me, I'm Eddie Green. I'm Cassius's militant best friend, and for me, it's fun, you know, being with them too, and we all get to learn what he went through, and some of us going through the same stuff, and being his best friend is fun because these are my best friends. Both the Cassius Clays are my best friends.
Really?
So
wow.
Yeah, so it's very fun. Me and Eddie have a lot of similar beliefs, so I feel like I'm him. So yeah.
That's neat. And your role, and remind me again, I can't remember. No, I know your role.
Corky Baker.
Yes, thank you.
He's the I'm the childhood bully of Muhammad Ali.
You're not.
Yeah, so like it's it's different because like when you think of Muhammad Ali, you don't think of him being bullied.
No, you don't.
Yeah, so it's fun, but at the same time it's challenging because
I figured it might be kind of hard to play that role.
Because I'm not a bully. I'm a nice guy. I'm a nice guy. So
what do you do to get into that mindset then?
I have to something has to make me mad, or
So you think of maybe some kind of an injustice or something that you know was done, and you kind of channel that energy into it, right?
Or I just pick with them.
Well, that's helpful too, right? Yeah. Okay, well, you know, I would love for you to share with the folks again, what are the dates for the play and the times, and where can they get tickets?
The play will be held at the Marion High School Auditorium, and I don't know the official name of it, but that's what I call it, and it'll be on February 24th at 7 o'clock, and you can buy tickets from any of us or Mrs. Owensby. You can just contact her and get tickets.
So the play title, I'm told, In This Corner, Cassius Clay. Now, I would also love to know, what are you doing to kind of help get the word out to people? How can people who are watching right now that would like to be able to spread the word, what can they do to help spread the word about this play?
There's numerous places on social media that you can find us talking about it. There's Facebook, Instagram, so social media.
Social media.
Yeah,
so
or
if
you can ask some of the students because we talk about it a lot at school.
Okay, now this is so important, this play, because as you know, this is a big fundraising effort towards their trip that they're going to be taking this year. And I want to talk a little bit about that trip. It's a college tour trip. So when everybody else is going out on spring break, and even with when some of the teachers are out recuperating, instead, Mrs. Owensby is taking this fabulous group of students to Atlanta this year, and they're going to go on a college tour. So share with us a little bit about what you are expecting to learn or glean from this experience.
You want to go?
Yeah, I want to go. So I've been going to these trips for the past 2 years now, and we've been going to HBCUs, or historically black colleges and universities. And the trip, in my words, is absolutely amazing. I love it. We learn, whether you're black, white, or any race, you learn so much about the history of black African Americans. It's great. I've at least changed my preference in what college I want to do 4 or 5 times going on these trips, and it's really fun.
Oh, that's good. So is that kind of something that all of you can relate to, is being able to kind of see and experience? And how important who else has gone on one of these trips? You have many
since my freshman year.
Since your freshman, so you've got a few of them under your belt. Then tell me a little bit about what those trips have meant to you.
They've meant a lot because my freshman year I had some troubles, but I was with some friends when I went, so they changed them. And the trip, going to the different schools and everything, it's really opened my eyes to there's more out there for me And so yeah, it's.
Would anybody else like to share what the trip means to them?
I got one more thing.
Please do.
When we're out there in the Black History trip, it doesn't feel like we're a whole bunch of classmates going out to some city to learn about a college. It feels like we're a whole family going on a vacation to learn about our history and have fun, and it's just a family over there when we're doing it.
You know, I love that you feel that sense of family and that unity. I think that's wonderful. It's so important, I think, for all of us to be able to make those kinds of connections. And then, you know, that's something I would imagine you probably will carry with you throughout the rest of your lives, these experiences and the memories that you're making now. And, you know, I would love for you, I know we've got some seniors with us, so share with me a little bit about maybe some of your plans after school.
After high school, I plan on attending Indiana Wesleyan University and majoring in elementary education.
That's awesome. And you're going where?
I haven't decided where I'm going yet. But
that's a hard decision.
Yeah.
It is.
And I'm planning on studying criminal justice wherever I go.
Very good. And
I'm going to be attending Ball State University, become a speech-language pathologist.
Wow, that's incredible. Now, you know, I'm curious because I happen to know that you're part of the innovations as well. And I would share with me a little bit about that experience and how that, because that's a lot of stage, a lot of performing. What are you taking from that experience into this production?
Well, I found a passion in music, dance, theater, all in that group since my freshman, sophomore year when I was introduced to it. And it's a family-loving type of thing, and it's also a friendly-making thing, especially once you start opening up for yourself, start putting yourself out there, or guiding people to open themselves up. And it's like a whole different perspective for a person to understand what theater is or what music is to them, what they mean to them, why are they in there.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's what I've definitely going to carry on with me through college, through a career, and through whatever I do.
That's a very powerful observation, because not only are the viewers that are getting to see the production, whatever it might be, going to be transformed, but those that are performing are transformed as well. And I'm curious, do we have any first time, your first time on stage, your first time on stage?
I'm not first time on stage because I used to dance.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah,
well, share with me a little bit about that. You were with CSA, right?
Yeah, I was with CSA, and I danced for, I think it was 4 or 5 years, and I did hip hop. I mean, it wasn't like on the stage for so long and like talking to anybody. It was just more something I not acted out, but like more with my body and something I knew, and I practice, but we practiced this, and I feel like I'm gonna do good.
Good. I'm sure you will. And share with me what this whole experience being a first time for you, how is that going?
It's exciting and challenging at the same time, because since I'm basically the lead role, I have a lot of lines to remember, which I feel like I can take that because I'm basically the oldest here, and I kind of take on that responsibility. But I just feel like it's going to be a fun and exciting thing for me to learn.
I think so too. Wish you the best of luck on that, all of you. And Brett, I'm going to let you say, what has this been like for you so far?
It is my first time ever on stage and my first time in the Black History Club. It's something new to be on stage, kind of nervous, but with all the practicing that we've done after school, it made me feel more reassuring, so it's going to be great.
I think you all are going to have a fabulous experience, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in and watching the Giant Showcase. We've put a spotlight of excellence on the performing arts this time around, and I want to encourage you to check out all of the great things that are happening within Marion Community Schools. And if you want to get involved and support them, you know how you can do it. You can go to the school website, you can go to the show website, and that's all the time that we have for this show. Thanks so much for watching the Giant Showcase. We'll see you next month. And do we have an invitation? There we go. That's excellent.
You're watching WSOT TV, North Central Indiana and Western Ohio's source for family programming you can trust.